In 1970, a farmer named Marklew held a festival in Somerset on the land he inherited from his father. The entry price was £1 and everyone received free milk. 25 years on, and his festival has grown so big that its 8-mile perimeter fence encloses over 150,000 people. He called it the Glastonbury Festival of Contemporary Performing Arts. But most people will know it as Glastonbury! This gathering has always relied upon thousands of volunteers to make it happen, and this year is no exception. From construction to traffic direction, and from recycling to coordinating the vast city of tents. Glastonbury is so much more than just music, and many arrive early to soak up the atmosphere as the venues add their final touches. The volunteers from the Groovy Movie Picture House are advertising how their unique cinema will be powered through solar panels by the renewable energy of the sun.
What's happening with filmmaking at the moment, I see a bit like what happened with music at the end of the 80s, where it's come out of the big production studios and into people's bedrooms. You can now make quality films just on a home computer in your bedroom, cheap DV cam, cheap computer, and you can be as creative as you like.
What are you doing? I am doing anti-corporate art.
For the next 4 days, the cinema will be showing art house films and alternative news, inspiring shorts and wacky animations.
The war on drugs was a product of the swinging 60s. US President Richard Nixon struck the first blow by spraying Mexico's marijuana crops with a high-powered poison, paraquat. It didn't kill the plants, just made anyone who smoked the end product really, really sick. Nice one, Richard.
The whole of the Groovy Movie Picture House runs on about 700 watts. If we have everything running, it uses 700 watts. And to give you an example, the main stage at Glastonbury has a big lighting rig. One light on its lighting rig uses more power than the whole of our venue uses.
Perhaps this is one of the reasons that the sun gets such a great response. Friday, and the first official day of the festival, opens with a torrential downpour. Thunder and lightning have delayed the main acts, and storms have drenched the site. Grass has turned to mud, and hundreds of tents are submerged. Some of the marquees have collapsed under the weight of the water, and the bar has more liquid than it can handle. But the show goes on with the frantic search for waterproofs, and wellies become this season's most valuable accessory. Every cloud has a silver lining, as the Oxfam charity sold more than £13,000 worth of wellies, ponchos and waterproofs. Within hours, traders have sold thousands of pairs of gumboots, leaving the unprepared and the unlucky to get creative with bin bags as they shuffle between stages to hear their favourite bands.
It's good fun,
It's
isn't
just
it?
a bit harder to walk.
It makes
And you
Glastonbury
can't
what
sit
it
down
is.
when you're tired, but it's alright.
It's the muddiest one I've been to, definitely.
We're ebbing and flowing. We think sometimes it's great, sometimes we're getting a bit tired and we just want to sit down.
Yeah.
The weather's not put me down. I'm fine and dandy.
Perhaps reflecting the new breed of festival goer, this year saw a vast display of funky wellies.
performance shop actually. It's the first time I've been in Glastonbury, and I figured, let's go festival technology. I'm hoping they'll build fans on your shoes, maybe underneath and on top, so you can keep your feet cold.
I know, I quite like ones that just fly along, so you don't actually have to walk in the mud.
I actually think they should be ultraviolet glow in the dark light up wellies for night time.
Right.
Also hover wellies, so that you wouldn't even have to get stuck in the mud at all.
Brilliant.
Hosiery is very important for your wellies, I found. Storm wells, very important to have that on the front. And blue because, just blue.
Fluorescent.
Yeah, let's have some more prints, I think. The internet, funkywellies.com actually. You know, I'm not a welly technologist myself, so I can't be sure, but I'd like to think so, yes.
Maybe self-cleaning wellies, or I don't know, wellies that rise above the mud.
I got my wellies from a little tiny shop in Uxbridge. I saw them and I knew I had to have them. Well, I'm full of love. And they're full of love heart.
We bought them about a month ago and we bought them online. No, we're mum and daughter, but this year we thought we'd set a pace, you know? We'd set a bit of style, and tomorrow my daughter's got pink fishnets to go with them.
Maybe they could find a Gore-Tex welly.
Yeah, breathable welly.
Breathable welly, like, you know. Wellies take over the world.
Excellent.
All right.
When the mud got too much, those in the know headed uphill to the green fields. The green fields are the heart of Glastonbury Festival, where traditional skills and new ways of thinking combine in an explosion of creativity. Occupying the highest ground, the fields overlook the rest of the festival, keeping watch over its environmental principles. Art students from Blue School in Wells recycled hundreds of wellies abandoned after last year's festival to produce this stunning sculpture.
Has anyone ever tried living in a small house, stroke vehicle, stroke van, stroke tent with someone that they love? Did it all go wrong? Well, this is about that.
Hattie Haxter is a roving entertainer, and the power for her sound system is provided by the audience. It's an interactive experience. Stop cycling and Hattie stops singing.
We can travel the world on the diesel we steal, and after a stretch of 4 months, we'll start fighting like dogs, and instead of big snogs, we can start off the day with a punch. So fall in love with me and my abject poverty. We can live on bananas and beer, and prove to ourselves we're better left on the shelf, because it'll all end in heartache and tears.
The joy of Glastonbury is that you'll hear and see things you'll probably never understand, especially if it's all new to you.
Hi, I'm Helen Millington and this is my first time at Glastonbury, so it's a virgin experience. I was looking in the book today about how the green fields are all about the environment, and so I was reading all about the guidebook there about recycling, and the teepee area, which is where we went before. That's what we wanted to see. So we'd heard from friends about that. So we went wandering through there, and that was just, we just stood there just going, oh my goodness, because they're just like colours and things. And then we got invited into one of the big teepees with one of the guys in there, so we sat in there, didn't we? And,
very nice.
Yeah, chilled out.
The green fields have proved so popular that they've inspired a whole new festival. 2 months after Glastonbury, the Big Green Gathering is held near Cheddar. Run entirely on renewable energy, it attracts over 20,000 people.
Ain't gonna be your money dog. Now come along, honey, and be mine,
Glastonbury ignores all age restrictions, and in the green areas, the vegetarian food is as homemade and organic as the entertainment. In the crafts field, you can find legendary DJ John Peel being immortalised in stone and wander beneath gigantic wicker people. Saturday morning down in the main festival arena, and the queues for breakfast have begun. Volunteers are working flat out to do everything they can think of to soak up the mud. It's quite a different story from the green fields.
The green fields, yeah, at the very beginning, yeah, really good, yeah. Really different atmosphere. More chilled out.
More chilled out up there, yeah. This is a bit more, we've got to rush from place to place.
But mud doesn't stop the hardcore fans, and the energy in the dance tent is lifting the spirits. As night falls, the party cranks up a gear, and people are topping up their energy by breathing in pure oxygen at Lost Vagueness. Glastonbury is a 24-hour party and the largest music and performing arts festival in the world. While most of the superb and diverse acts are officially booked, many of the festival goers bring their own additions. Wandering around the 900-acre site, you can sit and watch an alternative news show or go and shake the outside world totally out of your system. Back in the green fields, all stragglers are scooped up into a circle dance, while over in the theatre arena, Dream Engine's cone dancers are creating circles of their own. Sunday. Those who got a bit carried away over the weekend are being put back into shape in the healing fields. While children play, their parents can have that relaxing massage they've always promised themselves.
As it's like our first time at Glastonbury, my parents aren't too amazingly happy with me being here. I don't think they really understand what the festival's about, and I think if they were here they'd have a really great time. But they're a little bit old, maybe it's too long for them to come here, but they would have a great time. So
Mum and Dad were like really jealous that I'm here. It was really cool. And like I was just on the phone to my mum and she was going, oh yeah, next year. I was like, oh, it's not on next year, Mum. Come the year after. She's like, oh.
It's a lot more switching gear, we actually need to do that.
Even after 35 years, the founder of the festival still makes time to meet the festival goers to discuss all aspects of the festival. Outside, wild women wander with witticisms.
My wild woman dances on tabletops in bars, full of smoke and won't come down till morning. Her flesh is so soft it makes armies lay down their arms and cry for their mothers. We're here at Glastonbury to take part in the Poetry and Words tent, and we're also here to get people to participate in our global love poem to the earth. We're trying to get as many people as possible to donate a line or two of poetry to celebrate love and to celebrate the planet, and we're trying to join those voices from here around the whole world.
Possibly one of the most radical stalls at the festival displays environmentally friendly coffins and details of how to arrange an alternative farewell.
And here we have the beautiful EcoPod, which is made out of recycled paper, really tightly compressed, and so it's very strong, it's very light, and they're incredible. We've used these in so many ceremonies, and it just seems to, people are more willing to come and decorate them, or to touch them, or to be involved in the whole ceremony.
Cara Mayer decided to use Glastonbury to raise awareness about the need to discuss our final journey in a more open and relaxed way.
I was a bit worried. I wasn't sure because there's a lot of people loved up and they don't want to think again about death, but also it's amazing that how many people have come and talked to us and found out about it, and hopefully I think been a bit reassured.
The main arena has dried up, but the party people haven't missed a beat, and talent pops up from all corners of the festival.
I'm a good travelling companion, chilled out like Valiant. My tongue's like my sword and I fight like D'Artagnan. Or Mad Mordigan, so give me the lyrical sword again. I'll crack you up like porcelain. You'll probably never be bored again. I'm bordering on being born again. My deepest self told my weakest self to stop dawdling. From the light to the dark, from the light to the dark again. I ain't bartering with your corrupt skills and media marketing. To me, you just farting phlegm. I got the art as in with the Parker pen. It's sometimes hard to tell whether these politicians are sharks or men. Like the Korean DMZ families, they're parting them. From the dark to the light, from the dark to the light again. I ain't fighting, man. I'm just trying to enlighten them and put an idea in their head that sparks up like lightning, turning frightened children to mighty men, exciting them. These Southwest country men's constantly tightening. What? Peace, have a good festive.
In the crafts field, Andy Hewitt from Hereford is giving a display of his ancient woodland craft to the city dwellers.
What I'm doing is making hazel hurdle, woven hazel hurdle, using Hampshire pattern, which is thousands of years old. But this is a good place to come. There's thousands of people come through here, and some people take an interest in it. And it's maybe the kind of place that people like to see how to do this kind of old thing, that's all.
The techniques may be old, but the result is inspiring. This griffin sculpture proudly surveys the entire festival site.
The main body is about 6.5 tonne. Then we added the head and the wings and the claws. It's all made out of oak. It was a tree that came down on the Blackdown Hills. We won't take any live trees down to make our things. It's all wind blown or from sustainable woodland. We knew we were going to make a griffin this year, and we decided we get the piece of wood and then we look at the piece of wood, decide which stance it's going to be in, and then go from there. It's a brilliant place to show your sculptures because so many people see them. It's fantastic, really. Yeah. We all love doing it. We're all passionate about it, and also just pushing the boundaries all the time, trying to get bigger and better.
Now that's a real Glastonbury high.
After I was born, I went home to watch my TV. Everyone was nice and the smiles were so sparkly. I watched what made them happy and I watched what made them cry. I learned about toys and candy my mommy should buy. And the TV God watches over me, opens up my eyes, shows me how to see all around the world every night and day on my TV. Teaches how to love, teaches what is real, tells what life is of, tells me how to feel. All I need to know I can find and see on my TV. Soon I was a teenager and I knew just how to dress. I learned to use deodorant so I would always smell my best. I got myself a part-time job to buy the things I needed to have. And the payments on my supercharged Camaro really aren't so bad. And the TV God watches over me, opens up my eyes, shows me how to see all around the world every night and day on my TV. Teaches how to love, teaches what is real, tells what life is of, tells me how to feel. All